Hi guys, today we are going to talking about the book Into the Wild by Carl Crowder. The book was based on a real event. It's written with a story of a young boy named Christopher McCandless. The purpose of this book is to show the audience about if you are not going to take a next step in your life and following your dream once, you will never accomplish it. Chris McCandless was born in El Segundo, California, 1986. His father is Walt McCandless. His mom, Wilhelmina Billy Johnson. His younger sister, Karen McCandless. The story was begin after Chris' graduation with honor from Emory University in summer 1996 after $24,000. Later that night, he started thinking about why money is important and why old stuff can be valuable and new stuff. His mind started to go in a different way, and he decided to give all his saving money to charity. Chris was having a tough life and tough journey during his life. His first journey was begin after his graduation. He started driving west out of Atlanta his, with his car, Datsun. He wanted to invent a new life for himself as a super champ with a new name, Alexander Supertramp. After driving up West Atlanta, he drove to Lake Mead, where his Datsun got stuck in Sandy. So he decided to leave his car and continue travel on his with his 2 feet. Later on, he was end up at South Dakota. At there, he met a guy named Wayne Westbrook, who has given Chris a ride to his church, where Chris got a job at Carthage. Later on, Wayne has been arrested for selling black box by FBI. So Chris had lost his job and he decided to travel to next unknown location. At July, he was in Northern California. He got an offer from a guy called Crazy Ernie. Chris worked as a photographer for several weeks, but Ernie has no intention to pay Chris, so he decided to stop by and dip out Arcata, California. During that time, there were an old vet pulled over at Chris were two couples named Jane Burris and Bob. They gave him a ride and food. How the story, what they are, tremble like Chris. After staying with the couple for a few days, he decided to travel to Grand Canyon, where he started to paddle down. He lucky got spot later on, where he at El Golfo de Santa Clara and start walking. In May 1991, he traveled to Las Vegas at Bullhead City. He finally got a job at McDonald's and a free range trailer from a man that he met. After working there for a couple months, he decided to quit the job because he had enough money for him. Went to Alaska. After leaving Bullhead City, he met Chen and Bob again. Chen was really happy to see Chris again. Chen took Chris to her market and Stripe City where Chris had volunteered to help her. Chris decided to leave Chen to start his life. A gift from Chen that's a bunch of survival night kit. Start to hike into the desert and set up a camp in Anza Moreno Desert, San Diego, California. He went to market to buy some supply, food, and water for him. He met a guy named Ronald Friends. Ron Ron gave him a ride to Chris camp. After that, Ron took Chris back to his place. He decided to teach Chris how to do leather work in his workshop. After living with Ron for a few days, Chris started to go again and just accept a ride from Ron. After Chris arrived at Alaska, he went to buy a gun and supplies. He met a guy named Jim Gallion who gave Chris a ride to National Park of Alaska and left him with some equipment. Chris started to hike on foot into the wild. After Chris had scoured the river and found a beautiful trail, he ended up staying inside an abandoned bus. He was happy that he got so far away from the society and seek freedom for himself. After staying there for a couple months, he started losing weight due to lack of food and calories in the body. Chris was not good at hunting animals, and that time was summer, so the animals are gone. Chris started to find plant-based on his book after picking potato seeds and ate them. He didn't realize that is poisonous. The poisonous due to Chris' starvation with an empty stomach for a couple weeks. Finally, he died in August 1992, and his body was found by a group of the moose hunter. Krakow has straightforward writing styles. In book, he will write everything that is true, which is admired from Chris and research from other people. Document has helped him with review Chris journey with for readers. Chris to us is a very strong man, hard worker, smart and dream follower. Chris in the modern world is very successful person due to the traditional life. He has not such thing called experience about survival, skill and reparation. That's the only problem due to his death. Thank you for listening our animated book.